Howdy, folks. I'm Arca EM Strike and Arca EMP Strike. I'm Arca EMP Strike, and I'm gonna go over a few of the basics of playing as a melee stealth guy. So, my guy is set up as a dual wielding daggers, like light armor with some heavy pieces just to supplement my defense a little bit because light armor guys are pretty squishy. And the main thing I do is try to get opening attacks on squishy targets to try to take them out first, because in PvE they're usually the highest damage, like the archers and the mages and stuff. There's a couple other skills you can use while you're stealthed, like poisoning. You can poison your weapons without revealing yourself. You can distract. You can use the distract skill to distract your target, making them turn a certain direction or walk to a certain location or just move in general to get a better position up behind them. I use sneak attack, which is awesome with stealth. It's based on your stealth percentage, which I'll show you in a second, and night step, which is in the moon tree. And this skill can be used while you're stealthed. It'll teleport you to your target and behind your target, but it's a top tier moon tree spell. A lot of the stuff in the moon tree is designed to accompany stealthy type players, and it actually has stealth ability. It's got a heal that you can heal over time while being invisible, and you know, all that good stuff. So first thing about stealth that I'm going to talk about after arriving in this scene is you'll see a stealth percentage. I'm pointing at my computer. You can't see me do that, but you see it down there. It says 81% stealth, 91% stealth. Silent movement's the one that lets you move. You got I get 65% stealth for 1 minute while I have silent move active, and that stealth percentage does two things. That is the amount of aggro range. Basically, how far away a target can see you is reduced by that amount, whatever your stealth percentage is. And the other thing that does is it will increase the striking power of your sneak attack. It says here that it gets a bonus if you're stealthed and initiate it. That bonus gets bigger the higher your stealth percentage is. And I'm going to try to demonstrate that real quick. Here's another skill I like to use. It's not a very commonly used skill, I don't think, but it's really good. You can use it while you're stealth. It's really good for one of the big problems with being a melee guy, especially, is that you can't. It's difficult to pull aggro without pulling an entire group of bad guys, but the distract skill allows you to do that. It doesn't work every time, but it helps out. And I'm gonna see if it'll work on one of these wolves real quick. It also only distracts one target at a time currently. When it works, doesn't seem to be working on these wolves. They seem pretty preoccupied. But when something gets distracted by the distract skill, they will often walk towards the location that you put on the ground. I think he might be doing that right now. I don't know how it chooses which target walks towards it. I think it just picks the closest thing to you, but basically it helps you pull things away from their group and position them in such a way that will help you get a sneakier attack in on them. Oh, I'm fixing to lose it. Well, I'll just kill this guy. I'll show a sneak attack on the next guy. So I got distracted talking and lost my stuff. A horrible, horrible assassin. I'm really bad at assassinating things, but it's okay. So I'm gonna find something else that I can begin to distract. When you level up the distract skill, it increases the range that you can distract something. Let's see if I can find something that's not so preoccupied like this guy on the ground over here, maybe. You gotta be kind of careful when using it, because you might end up pulling something behind you or something of that nature without realizing it. See, there he goes. So now we can tell where his back is. He'll likely dig underground in that position. So you want to be behind your target when you do a sneak attack. Pretty standard. And opening hit is going to be pretty big. It's going to be nice. It's going to take a big chunk before the battle even starts. Which is what all the stealthy guys want to do when they're stabbing in the back, right? It's kind of the whole point of sneaking up on somebody, is getting a major advantage. So I don't have any food or buffs or anything, so my health is kind of low, but it'll be alright because I got potions. What else did I want to go over? I want to go over poisoning. I don't think it works on those guys. I'll show it off on the wolf. You kind of know what poisoning does. This isn't really about poisoning, it's about stealth, but just to show you that you can poison your weapon. I'm not even going to attack the wolf. I'm going to go on to the next thing. You get the point. You can poison your weapon, your stealth. It's fun for stealth guys to have poisoned weapons. I don't know if it's a bug or not, but at the moment, sometimes your poison trail appears on your weapon, and if you're running around somewhere, other people can actually see that poison trail even though you're invisible. So that's a thing to look out for. I think now I'm going to show you, I have a 65% stealth, and I'm going to show you how close I can get to this guy from the front before he actually sees me. I can get about that close before this guy sees me. Ah, yeah, I'm sorry. So I'm going to de-aggro this guy, and then I'm going to use Embry's Harp to increase my stealth by 30% more, which will be 97% stealth, and then I will show you how close I can get to this guy again. From his front side. I'm going to go right up to his face. And show you the difference and the stealthiness. I got a lot of things because I do a lot of stuff. I'm a very adventurous adventurer. Alright. So you can play instruments while you're stealth. So you can get a buff from Embry's Heart while you're stealth. Alright. So now I got 30% more stealth. Hit escape. Get out of that. I should have 97% stealth now. Look how close I can get to this guy. I'm right in his face. Like, I'm right here. If I wanted to, I could just stab him in the face. I wouldn't even have to get behind him. Oh, I missed, but you see, I had to practically touch him to get him to wake up. So having higher stealth percentage does matter a lot for sneaking, both sneaking around and for the power of your opening sneak attack when you're stealthing around and stabbing or whatever. The subterfuge tree stealth skills have they don't last as long as the two skills in the moon tree. The skills in the moon tree last a lot longer, I believe. Yeah, look at that, 214 seconds. But as you can see, even though they are a lot lower level, you can see down there at level 61 it's 30%. This one's 30%. Level 61. It's just, it's weaker. Stealth wise, it's weaker than by a bunch from the subterfuge tree deals. It actually looks like it's shorter too. Yeah, that's not ideal, but this one's not shorter. This one's longer. This one's shorter. I don't understand that. But the subterfuge and moon tree stealth abilities do the same thing. They supposedly get longer at night, but the moon tree one costs regs and is weaker, and the subterfuge tree one now actually seems to last longer and doesn't use regs and is a lot stronger for stealthing. But you do have to train those two skills to get the night step, which is an awesome ability for folks looking to sneak up on people. I'll demonstrate that too. Just modify my deck, y'all. Get rid of these potions because I'm not in any immediate great danger, I guess, since we're being honest. Since we're being honest, we're all good buddies and we're honest with each other and we do lots of things together at night because we're all creepy moon mages. So we found a guy. Since it is nighttime, the added effect of using night step at night should put me behind my target. If you don't use it at night, it just simply teleports you to your target. So I will use this guy, and I don't know how close I gotta be. I'm not real keen on the ranges, but we'll use this, and then nothing happened. So we get a little closer. We use this, and then sneak attack, just like that. And that's how night step works. If you're a stealth guy, it's pretty cool. So what else? I think that's pretty much it for the basics of stealth. And all the cool, fun little stealth abilities you can do with it. There's not a ton of them at the moment, but there are a couple of others which aren't directly affected by stealth, but for instance, hair sap is a pretty long duration stun. As you can see, it's like at level 50, it's 12 seconds. It successfully hits almost every time if you use it from behind a target, and it's obviously easier to get up behind your target if you can sneak up to him where he can't see you coming up behind him. You don't have to have stealth to use that. You can sneak up behind guys and hit them in the back, and even in the middle of the fight, if you're quick enough, you can run up behind them and hit them in the back with sap, and it's pretty effective. But it's just another fun thing for your run around stealthing. stealthing, just stealthing, using poisons and distracting. That's all the, I think that's all the stuff for stealth. I think that's it. When you use stealth, you're not truly invisible. You have like a distortion effect. I don't know if you can see it on my guy here because of the thing, but you can see that distortion effect, which is actually a lot more apparent while you're moving. So you do have to try to be kind of sneaky yourself if you're trying to avoid actual people seeing you. Because if you're running around all around them all willy-nilly invisible, then it's pretty likely they'll see you're there. I try to sneak up on people in town with stealth just for fun and just for funsies, and it doesn't, I get called a lot. They say, I see you, Archer, and I'm like, oh, you know, that whole deal. I feel like I'm forgetting. You can't stealth with light sources on you. There may be some clothing. I know the Virtue cloak you can stealth even though it's a light source, but the light source still shows up pretty bright, and it kind of negates the fact that you're stealth, but it still works in PvE. But if you have like the light spell on you, or a lantern, or a torch, then it will actually not let you stealth. It won't let you go stealth. So if you want to see in the dark, use night sight. At the moment, that is the thing you can use to see in the dark. It's blinding in the desert because the desert has awesome white sand everywhere, but super good at letting you see in the dark and making sure you're not well lit at the same time. Oops. I think that might be it. Oh, the first tier stealth abilities, camouflage and vanish, that you have to get through to get to the shadow form and silent movement. They turn you invisible, but they have they do not let you move at all. If you move, then you'll be revealed. But they also have a much higher stealth percentage, so if you felt the need to have some kind of fallback so that you're less visible, like if you're bottlenecked and a patrol is coming through, or if you're at a dead end and some guys are coming around the corner, then you might have that as a backup on your utility bar, just to pop it and stand still to make it more likely that you won't be spotted. But other than that, it's just turns you invisible. You can't move. But you can use this and then stop moving, use that, and you won't be revealed. So you can stop moving, cast camouflage to boost your stealth percentage up more. I believe when you get it to GM, you can be completely stealthed, and stuff can be pretty much right on you and still not know you're there. So it's still good for avoiding being spotted in dire situations. And there's a whole nother deal about pickpocketing, which is fun to use with stealth. It's not required that you have stealth with it, but it works while you're stealth, and somebody else will have to do that because I'm not a thief. You'll have to find some dirty, filthy thief that likes to rob steely from people and things to show you all about all the pickpocketing stuff. But there's the basics of stealth in a long, drawn-out manner, and some of the fun things you can do with stealth. And I hope you guys found this very informative. Oh my god, there's a guy coming.